Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the OU Football Preview Show. I'm Ricky. With me, Mark Rogers, and we are at Cohiba Lounge, one of our favorite places to come and enjoy sporting events, wonderful drinks, and all the atmosphere you'd like here at Cohiba Lounge. Mark, you were down at Oxford, Mississippi. Your thoughts on OU having that first half was kind of surprising for a lot of fans and maybe give them a little bit of hope.
Yeah, I thought they played better on offense. I thought that there was some wrinkles in the Joe John Finley offensive game plan, which is to roll Jackson Arnold out and give him a chance to run or throw. Potentially a little more run game from the quarterback in there. And they had some nice pass plays. Again, you got Bauer Sharp in the passing game, which I think is a better option than having him in the blocking concept and schemes of things. And so I thought the offense did make some, they did some good things. Offensively, on the line play, not as, maybe a little better, I don't know. I'm searching for the right adjectives to try to say something positive.
And we'll talk about that in the second segment, but, it's moderately, a modicum of improvement. And so that's one of those things where you see some good things, they had some, but they still got 9 sacks. And that's just way too much. And when it was time to block, they couldn't. They were tired. They got to them. So, those are the kind of things. But tell us about Oxford, Mississippi. What was the Grove like?
The Grove is incredible. It's the best tailgating I think I've ever seen. And it's unique because it's in an area that's very scenic, and it's set up for tailgating where there are pathways in between the tents, and they're all really located close together, so there's not much separation, and so it's very fraternal where you can walk in between places, and everybody's dressed up.
Well, that was the one thing I saw some of your pictures earlier of all the guys. The gentlemen are in ties and coats, and the ladies are all dressed up.
I didn't see a whole lot of coats. I did see maybe ties a few places. Maybe I saw a little more of that at Auburn with the fraternity guys.
Well, what I saw was from the pregame. Had some pregame shots on the broadcast, and maybe that was the ones that had the coats and ties.
People were dressed well. I mean, it was an experience, and that to me, it's a campus that there's a big party atmosphere, and then by the way, there's a football game. It's not.
It was more about the party.
It's very different.
Football's later.
No, it was very different than OU. I mean, Ole Miss has not won a national championship since the early
Johnny
60s.
Vaught?
Early.
Who that was in the
59,
60s?
62, 63, I think. They haven't won an SEC championship since 1964. So if you can't beat Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee on the football field, you just out-party them. And Ole Miss has succeeded.
Does that. They're winners on the party field.
Yeah,
hey, we'll be back to talk more about winners on the party field with Mark Rogers here on the OU Football Preview Show after this. If you're worried about things about your body that you may be feeling bad, or you have some things that you want to check out, go to Halo Body Scan on 3400 West Hefner Road in Oklahoma City. Skip the overpriced and endless test. Halo Body Scan offers one comprehensive body scan at a fair price and no pressure for extra tests. Take control of your health with Halo Body Scan. Find out about your body's health today. Give them a call, 477-1100. That's 405-477-1100.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Gemformations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place. And welcome back. OU Football Preview Show. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath from Cohiba Lounge, where they will have a big Black Bear party here on Saturday for Maine Black Bears. I don't think they're serving them, but they are having a Black Bear party here.
Well, they have a Jardy party coming up here.
Yeah, Jardy party the night before.
Yeah.
That's coming up right here, and that's a jean party.
Yeah.
Wear all the denim you can. So that's more my style as opposed to the Mississippi guys with dressed up and all that. But
no doubt.
Hey, come by Cohiba Lounge and enjoy the Jardy party and a Black Bear party on Saturday when OU plays Maine. We were talking about the improvements, and so I kind of jotted down 3 things, and we'll talk improvements first, and then things that maybe aren't so improved or hadn't changed. But number 1, better quarterback play.
Yeah, I think Jackson Arnold is learning. I think he knows what he has to deal with here, and they're making him more comfortable. He can throw the ball rolling out, and he can kind of get out of some danger at times by using his feet. He's a good athlete, but I think of having him stand in that pocket that really wasn't a pocket. I mean, it was basically a shooting gallery.
Well, yeah, it was a 1-2-3 duck. I mean, you know, he was getting hit just like he did at the end of the game. But yeah, you're right.
Even some of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the position have a hard time standing in there when the pocket isn't formed and the offensive line is still struggling in pass pro. So I think that's a really good wrinkle. And there's been a lot of discussion about was it the right move to fire Seth Luttrell. I think that at least they've come up with something that helped them. And now Ole Miss adjusted to it in the second half.
Yes.
And Ole Miss has got statistically one of the very best defenses in the country, so they were able to win one-on-one matchups up front. The defenses that OU faces at the end of the season, it's lightening up. I mean, it's going to lighten up a little bit. You've got Missouri, you've got Alabama and LSU. Those defenses aren't ranked near as high as South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Ole Miss.
And yeah, they don't have the huge front lines that just get after you like Tennessee did and like South Carolina.
LSU has a really good pass rush, and they're up there in the country in that category. But I do think that the OU offense is going to have a chance to look a little bit better as the season comes to conclusion.
Well, okay, and slightly, I'm going to say this in a very, very narrow margin, slightly better offensive line play. In that, I say they ran the ball a lot better.
But that was quarterback run game.
Well, it was predicated a lot on that. Now, the running backs, Javante Barnes got some good yardage. And when you're, as they said on the broadcast, when you're on 2nd and 3 or 2nd, and 2, that's so much better than what OU was in 2nd and 11 and 2nd and 12 when they were trying to run the ball first of the year.
Well, if you take away the sack yardage that Jackson Arnold had, he ran for over 100 yards. I think that's pretty effective. Javante Barnes reminds me of those, to see those old movies, the old westerns, the guys that are on the hand car on the railroad. I mean, like, they're working hard. I mean, they're up and down, pushing. I mean, that's how Javante Barnes has had to run this year. He's averaging less than 4 yards a carry. That's just not very good. And he hasn't had very many explosive plays. But I will say he's running it tough. He's running it up in there hard. But there's just not a whole lot of room.
And he's trying. He's running hard. He's trying hard. He's giving it all he has. Tatum, young and got good speed, got good moves, but boy's got to make sure when he gets hit, he's holding on to that ball.
Totally
because that's just what young guys just aren't used to, that physicality of when you get hit. And so when he gets used to that, he's going to be a good back too.
I think so. And so true freshman playing in a difficult league. But yes, ball security, pass protection are important things for him.
Okay, so those are the kind of the things that I saw that were slightly improved. The things that aren't improved, and I don't know that they're going to
talk about Jacob Jordan, right? A little bit.
Yeah. Well, you got to the wide receiver. He was the only wide receiver that actually caught more than one pass, wasn't he? I mean, it was.
It amazes me, again, I think there's a lot of evaluation errors when it comes to players that are short. Because there's a lot of high school football players out there that are a little bit undersized, 5'8", 5'9", that make a bunch of plays. And he did that at South Lake Carroll, which is one of the nation's best high school football programs, but for him to come in and really make an impact at wide receiver, credit to the coaches for playing him as a walk-on freshman, true freshman, and credit to him for outperforming a lot of guys that were pretty highly recruited that haven't been able to make an impact out there.
I love the fact that it was given the chance, and he has seized on that chance and said, "Hey, I'm going to make a difference," and he is making a difference.
Yeah, and stepping in the void of what's been a really bad situation injury.
Yes, you know, and you can't not root for the guy. I mean, you know, he's making an impact with, as you said, you know, he has limited amount of skills compared to maybe some of the other guys in division.
That might be unfair to him. I just think he's short.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, skill-wise, he's able to get open and he's able to make some moves. And so don't undersell, I think, football players because they're not a certain height and weight. And I know you definitely need some tall, big receivers. I mean, they missed Jaden Gibson, and they definitely
Farouk and Anderson, all those guys.
They miss that type of receiver, and they need that type of receiver.
Well, the good news is this young man has stepped into a void, and he's taken advantage of it, and good for him. And that was certainly on the improved side. We'll talk about the other side of that when we get back here at the OU Football Preview Show from the Cohiba Lounge. If you're worried about things about your body that you may be feeling bad, or you have some things that you want to check out, go to Halo Body Scan on 3400 West Hefner Road in Oklahoma City. Skip the overpriced and endless test. Halo Body Scan offers one comprehensive body scan at a fair price and no pressure for extra tests. Take control of your health with Halo Body Scan. Find out about your body's health today. Give them a call, 477-1100. That's 405-477-1100.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $299 and kings for only $399. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place. If you're worried about things about your body that you may be feeling bad, or you have some things that you want to check out, go to Halo Body Scan on 3400 West Hefner Road in Oklahoma City. Skip the overpriced and endless test. Halo Body Scan offers one comprehensive body scan at a fair price and no pressure for extra tests. Take control of your health with Halo Body Scan. Find out about your body's health today. Give them a call, 477-1100. That's 405-477-1100. And welcome back. OU Football Preview Show. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath from Cohiba Lounge, where you can come and enjoy a Black Bear party on Saturday before the Maine Black Bears come into Owen Field, and also a Jardy party here. Jardy party coming up this Friday, and enjoy that. And there's more details. You can go to CohibaLounge.com and find out more about the Jardy party. Also, Brown Shoe Fit here in Norman, a great place to go for the entire family's shoes. Whether you have kids coming up that need rugged school shoes, or ladies if you want the latest in fashion wear, or men if you're looking for rugged outdoor wear, running shoes, or even dress shoes, all are available at the best prices and the top name brands at Brown Shoe Fit on Main Street in Norman. Okay, so some of the things that haven't changed on the offensive side, of course, is the line cannot pass block. They still can't pass block. They have a little bit more, cohesiveness, but golly, they're struggling. And I don't know that that's going to change this year.
39 sacks allowed is the worst in Division I. There's no one lower than that. That's 7 sacks more than the second lowest team has given up this season.
It isn't getting better. It is not getting better.
That's really bad.
It is.
Yeah, this is a perfect week to work on that, and you need to have a game in which there are no sacks against a 1AA opponent in Maine. And then, again, Kansas State enough how important it is to get bowl eligible. You don't have to do it against Missouri, but I think that's the best possible option with Alabama and LSU to end the season on the schedule. And so that offensive line may get some help from true freshmen that Brent Venables talked about in his coach's show as being ready to play because they wouldn't lose their red shirt if they participate in these last 4 games of the season, and that can help. So I think that there's nowhere to go but up.
That's something you got to look anywhere you can for help.
Yeah.
And if it's a freshman, bring them on. As far as the defensive side of the ball, the defense looked really well planned and put together for their game plan the first half. They did a good job. OU had the lead at the end of the first half, which was surprising because they hadn't shown that much up to that point against a quality opponent like Ole Miss. Now, the second half, the same thing. You mentioned it earlier. Ole Miss made some adjustments. OU wasn't able to make adjustments back, and they started giving up chunk plays through the air.
I'm probably a little higher on the defense than maybe most. That, when you face the Lane Kiffin team, you're going up against one of the 4 or 5 best offensive schemers in the country. They had an opening drive that went right down the field for a touchdown. Once the game settled in, OU did a good job. They got a goal line stand. They also forced Ole Miss into kicking some field goals in the first half, which was pretty good. I thought Lane Kiffin exploited a huge matchup advantage with their tight end.
That's the part that they had several tight ends, but the one in particular made like 6 catches.
86.
Yeah, he made good catches, and they schemed it out good. And they had him on linebackers. And that's a no-win situation. That's the one thing. Bauer Sharp just doesn't have that kind of speed, that kind of athleticism that he can be covered by a tight end. And then, unfortunately for the young man, is he's got the drops too. Bauer Sharp does. So, when you see a tight end game like Lane Kiffin schemed up for Ole Miss in that second half, you just go, wow, that would be great to have.
Well, some of those plays were play action, and Brent said in the press conference following the game that the linebackers were peeking. They're looking at the fakes to try to come up and play the run, which OU's done great. The Ole Miss running attack was not really much of a threat in that game. Really, this year, teams have not ran the ball well against Oklahoma. That's the way the defense is designed to play. So I think they're going to have to make some adjustments because there's 300 yards at Auburn, 300 yards at Ole Miss. There's too many good quarterbacks in this league that are going to pick you apart. There's got to be a little bit of a happy medium in there with trying to stop the pass or committing most of the resources to stopping the run.
The one thing, they didn't get any pressure at all on Dart. And, I don't think you can survive not getting pressure on the opposing quarterback and letting him have that time to go back there. Now, they did make him move around a little bit, and they got a hold of him, and he made good plays. So you take your hat off to that young man because he made some good plays. But you still have to get better pressure. And that means sometimes you're out one-on-one on the defensive end, and Brent doesn't like that because he's a zone guy.
Well, pressure's been good, I think, overall this year. It wasn't as good this week. But Brent will at times, with his zone blitz, blitz, he is going to put guys in one-on-one situations, and you're just going to have to be tough. You're going to lose some of them, and I guess that's the price you pay. That he has high expectations of his defensive backs.
I don't see how you can go wrong. You're getting beat anyway.
Yeah.
You're getting beat. They had big chunk plays anyway. Get some pressure on the quarterback, see if you can make something happen. That's my thought.
One more thing before we get a break. Eli Bowen, true freshman out there, he has made a huge impact on defense. Oklahoma hasn't played with Gentry Williams this year, who I think is their best cornerback, so that's a little bit of a blow there. But I think that Eli Bowen His brother was much more highly recruited, but he's been the better player so far in his career.
That's a good point. And he's a smallish type guy, but he's a cornerback, and he is tough. He's a good tackler. He's a very sure tackler, and he's making an impact as a true freshman also. So very good point. Hey, we'll be right back with more of this wonderful commentary from the Olivet. Got me all confused. From Cohiba Lounge. And welcome back. Final segment, OU Football Preview Show. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath from the Cohiba Lounge, where you can come and enjoy a Black Bear celebration on Saturday before the main game here with OU. They're going to have a Black Bear party. They also have a Jardy coming up, a denim party that Mark mentioned earlier. So find out more about all that from the Cohiba Lounge. Mark, I'm kind of sketching out in my mind because how far we're into the season. I'm thinking, okay, so what's happening as the season develops? What happens after the season? Do they get bowl eligible? You know, what does that take? They have to win in this next game and make it 6-6, and they're for sure bowl eligible. But 5-7, they may get relegated into one. But here's my thought, and I want you to comment after this. I think they finish 5-7. I don't know what else will happen, and they don't go to a bowl. I think then what happens is they start shuffling the coaching staff because at the end of the year they're going to lose players, they're going to gain players, and either Jackson Arnold or Michael Hawkins goes. One of them goes. They're not going to be able to keep both of them. And then they also need offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, and that's going to be the biggest question mark at the end of the year is who does Brent bring on and how does he shuffle his coaching staff to adapt to what the problems that we see right now.
Yeah, I think they're going to go to bowl. I think they'll win 6. I think that they've got a really good chance to beat Missouri on the road. Missouri's playing with their backup quarterback right now. I don't know what the status of Brady Cook coming back is. It's been a disappointment for them. It's been a similar season where just because you've had one good year in the SEC doesn't mean you're going to be guaranteed a good year the next and following season. And they've been classically overrated from the beginning. I mean, they've played to their record. Didn't play well at home against Boston College, who's an average team. Got smashed at Texas A&M, smashed at Alabama. I mean, OU, I think, holds in those games a little bit better than what they would have. So I'm positive on that. As far as the changes go, I definitely think that they need a quarterback, coach. And off-season, you're going to have to go find that. You're going to really have to focus on what you have on the offensive line and look for players in the portal that can come in and help right away. But you want to make sure you hit on those evaluations. So, yeah, I think trying to fix the offense is the biggest priority. I don't see in the quarterback situation, if someone goes, it's going to be Hawkins. He's the one that's not playing right now. Jackson Arnold was good in the game on Saturday. And it would be a shock to me if, after retaking that job, that at the end of the season he decided he was going to go someplace else.
Well, you know, and that's my feeling also. I think Jackson Arnold's here. He's shown that he's got more command of the offense and he's throwing the ball better. Michael Hawkins may be okay later on, but he's not ready yet. And so if Jackson Arnold does play the rest of the year, I think he's safe. I think the two biggest things is they need 2 stud tackles if they can get them in the portal. Now those are probably hardest. It's like defensive tackles in the NFL. It's hard to come up with stud offensive tackles. But if they could just get one, maybe they need 2, but they need 1 in the portal, and maybe they can pony up enough money to get somebody off another team that's a starter at a level that probably could be a step up to be at OU, but could still make a difference. And
look at Arkansas as a prime example. I mean, Arkansas went into the portal last year. They lost Rocket Sanders, who went to South Carolina, who's a good back. They did bring in a pretty good back from Utah. They brought in a good returning quarterback, and they brought in a nice tackle. And all of a sudden, we're talking about Arkansas winning games in the SEC against good competition, going to a bowl game if they win one more. From a point where it's way lower than where Oklahoma is right now. So this can be done, but you've got to get after it and get down to business.
And they should be doing it now. I heard you saying they should be doing research right now.
Yes.
Okay, real quick on the SEC games, you got Ole Miss at Arkansas, just like you're talking about. That could be. I don't know that Ole Miss is good enough to go into Arkansas and win handily, but they probably should win. You got Vanderbilt at Auburn. We got Florida at Georgia. But here's the big one: Texas A&M at South Carolina. I like South Carolina to win that one. And then you got Kentucky at Tennessee.
Yeah, the South Carolina and A&M game, and then also the Arkansas Ole Miss game, both less than a touchdown of the point spread. So that tells you that the home team's got a chance.
I agree. On the prediction here, OU 35-10 over Maine.
35, that's it?
Yeah,
You're
maybe
not much
they
in a
can
Black
score.
Bear party move.
Hey, I'm just thinking, can they get 35 points? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. It'll be the first time all year.
I'll take the over 35.
Except for the first game. Oh, you'll take the over 35. There you go. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. Appreciate you viewing. We'll see you next time on the OU Football Preview Show.